everybody. Welcome to our channel. We are Blossom Chicks. I'm Joan, she's Samantha, and we both have biblical counseling degrees. We started this channel so that you don't have to go through what we went through. I'll just give you a little bit of background about myself. I was involved with a man who was a serial cheater. He cheated with everybody, every way, all over town. Now, was I the last person to know? Probably not. However, today I am married for 36 years. I have 2 children when I got married. My husband had 4 children, so we had a combined blended family of 6 children. Now, today my husband is faithful, he's loving, and he raised 2 children that were not his, like they were his own, and today they are his own because he's been a parent now to them for over 30 years. When I got married to him, my children were young. They were 5 and 8. So when you are with a man and your children are 5 years old and 8 years old, they can't do anything but call him daddy. They call him dad. He loves them. They love him. And we love our grandchildren. And my husband is absolutely fabulous. He does everything that he should do for me and our family. He does not lie because cheating involves lying. I know where I can find him. He does not ghost me. And he does everything that a man is supposed to do. He is indeed the leader of our household. So we created this channel so you won't get bamboozled. You won't get
hoodwinked.
Thank you. Hoodwinked. That's it. Bamboozled, hoodwinked, or lied to. We want you to be able to recognize good relationships, bad relationships, or when things start to go south, how do you turn it around again? I tell you one thing, not like me, you don't turn it around by staying 10 years and then wake up one day and say, you know what? I deserve better. Everybody, I finally came to my senses and realized that I deserve better. And today I do have the better man, the long-lasting love in marriage, and we just have a really good time. We love one another. We take care of one another, and our blended family, you'd never even know that it was a blended family unless you come in and look a little closer. Samantha, would you like to tell them something about yourself?
Okay, everyone, once again, my name is Samantha, and I'm not just a biblical counselor, I'm your beware consultant. And let me tell you what a beware consultant is. A beware consultant issues warnings. The purpose of a warning is to announce trouble and to prevent trouble. So let me give you an example of beware and an announcement. Don't date anybody at 666 Hell Drive, because I'll tell you what's at 666 Hell Drive. That's the devil. What's at 666 Hell Drive? That's lies, deceit, people who don't pay child support, people who have bad intentions for you.
I agree.
That's what's at 666 Hell Drive. So I don't want to be so blunt, but that's the purpose of a beware consultant. So now let me give you a little bit about me. Now, as LL Cool J, what is it, Cool J? Yeah, Cool J, I don't know, you guys.
Cool J.
Cool J, there you go.
Cool J.
There you go. As he said, around the way girl. Well, guess what? I have been your around the way girl. And that just means I was talking to everybody who said, hi, how you doing? I was dating everybody who said, hi, how you doing? I was sleeping with everybody who said, hi, how you doing? So I've been your around the way girl, okay? And let me also tell you something. I was also the STD girl, okay? And let me tell you something. I ran around giving everybody an STD. Everybody. Everybody who I talked to, everybody who I dated, and certainly everybody who I slept with. I gave everybody an STD. I'm not so proud of that. And let me tell you what an STD is. An STD is something to do. So I was just something to do. I was also your something to do girl. So that's a little bit about my background, but let me dive a little deeper for you, okay? So now I've been married over a decade to Mr. Right for me. So before I married Mr. Right for me, I had some children. And guess what? The father of those children, they took off in the north direction and the south direction. Never seen from them again. Never received no child support. They didn't care if the kids were blind, crippled, or crazy. They didn't care. So I was a single mother for a very, 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 very long time. So I had that going on. It wasn't exactly easy to do. So I met Mr. Right for me, and he came into my life and he eliminated my struggle. I was a single mother who struggled to keep the lights on. I was a single mother who struggled to keep food on the table. I was a single mother struggling to go to all the children's events. I was a single mother just struggling to keep the lights on and a roof over our heads. So when I met my husband, he eliminated my struggle. He eliminated my children having to look for their father, seek their father, find out where their father was. So no longer the father is in the house. The father is taking care of all of the bills. My husband bankrolled me and my children. So that's a little bit about my story, because I'm your beware consultant. Beware of people who live at 666 Hell Drive, because it's lies, it's deceit, it's turmoil, it's deception, it's cheating, it's infidelity, it's indiscretion, and it's certainly men who don't pay child support or take care of their children.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. And we are also here to let you know we want to give you advice about how to do it God's way. Because if I would have done it God's way, there would have been no children outside of wedlock. There would have been no lies and deceit. There would have been no crying and screaming and everything that goes along with the cheating game. First of all, you got to find out they're cheating. And oh, by the way, all my relatives were coming up to me telling me he was cheating. And they said, you know what, Joan, I saw him and it wasn't you in the car. Now, how do you think that made me feel? Terrible. It wasn't, and I couldn't defend it. I couldn't say, oh, well, it was my sister. Well, I only had one sister and it wasn't her. We lived in a small area where everybody knew everybody. They even knew the car. And they said, it wasn't you, Joan. And I'm like, oh my God. So I couldn't defend it, but I was hurt. I was embarrassed. Furthermore, my mother said to me, Joan, I told you that nigga wasn't no good. Those were her words. She didn't mix any words. She didn't bite her tongue. The nigger word was not politically correct at that time. And furthermore, my mother told me she didn't want to hear anything about what I had to say about him because I told you he wasn't no good. Furthermore, I want everybody to know that sometimes men recognize men. I introduced him to my brother. My brother called me and he said, Joan, come here. And so I was like, okay. And he brought me into my mother's kitchen. He said, come here. And I went to the mother's kitchen, my mom's kitchen, and he was still in the living room. And he said, Joan, he said, what's a good college girl like you doing with him? He said, I don't like him, Joan. I'm like, why don't you like him? I'm in love. He said, Joan, he's a nigger. And I said, what? My brother told me that he hadn't even seen the man in the room for 5 minutes. So I didn't listen to my brother. I listened to whatever it was. I listened to, I guess between my legs, you want to say lust? That wasn't love, it was lust. Because let me tell you something. When somebody loves you, they don't cheat on you. They don't. And it was lust. And after that lust was slated, sleeping outside of marriage, everything was done, he decided he needed somebody else to lust after. And I want you to know, everybody, he went after them with gusto. He went after them without any regard for me. He didn't care if I was crying. He didn't care if I was hurt. And then when he was caught, he wasn't really sorry he was caught. He was just sorry that he was caught. So now he had to give an explanation. And what was that explanation? It was lies. It wasn't the truth. And furthermore, I would even find numbers in his jacket. Pick up the phone, call the number and say, hey, is so-and-so there? He'd get on the phone. And so I put up with that for a decade. Because why? I didn't understand my value. I didn't understand that everything about me was valuable. The body that I brought into the relationship was valuable. But I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that my advice, my mind, my brain, my body, everything that I brought into the relationship, money can't even buy it. But he did not regard that. He cheated and cheated and cheated. And furthermore, when you deal with someone who's cheating on you, Samantha, I want you to know that you put your health at risk. I put my health at risk because I want to tell you guys that when you sleep with somebody, you sleep with everybody they slept with. And we want you guys to avoid that. Now think about that. He's sleeping with me. He's sleeping with 10 or 15 other women. So I don't even want to begin to do the math on how many people I've slept with, although I haven't slept with them physically. Anytime you sleep with somebody, you sleep with everybody they slept with. And that doesn't matter whether it's soul ties. It doesn't matter whether they have some kind of disease or they don't have a disease. You join yourself with that. And so I joined myself with him and everybody that he slept with. So we want to give you the biblical perspective. If you have reproductive organs, that means a vagina or a penis, and you're not married to somebody, I suggest you just sit on your behind until somebody puts a ring on your finger, because any man that comes up and suggests that he wants to sleep with you, and he's not talking about courting you, he's not talking about meeting your parents, he's not talking about loving you and treating you right. How's he going to take care of you? Where are you going to live? How is he going to feed you? How is he going to protect you? What's the security going to be about? He's just talking about you opening your legs. Honey, I'm going to tell you, he don't love you. I'm going to tell you, he doesn't love you. He's thinking about himself. He's being selfish. He's being self-centered. And a lot of them, after they lie to you and they get what they want, guess what they do, honey? Called ghosted, called can't find you, called looking for the next person to get them to open their legs for them. That's just the truth, honey. And I know it may sound bad. If anybody's going through that, I'm sorry. But I know from experience that man lied. He even told some of the women that me and him didn't have a good relationship. You ever heard that one? This is when they come and they lie, Samantha, and they say, oh, by the way, yeah, I got somebody and I live with her. But guess what? We don't get along. Things ain't right and I'm not sleeping with her. It's a lie, because he'd go sleep with them and then come right back to the bed and sleep with me. That's how I got 2 children for him. We had 2 children. He didn't care. He was still going around sleeping while I was pregnant with my daughter. That's somebody that doesn't care about you. I don't care what they tell you, because you want to look at a man's actions. That's what you want to look at. You don't want to look at what his mouth is saying. His mouth is saying, oh, baby, I love you so much. In the meantime, he's got another woman's number in his pocket. And during that time, there was no cell phone. There was no tracking app or tracing app or no Apple tag. So if he told me he was at work, he was at work. But no, he wasn't at work. He was between somebody's legs while I was home taking care of kids. I got one little one, got one in me. Then that one came out, and he just ran around and ran around and ran around until children got 8 and 5. And I ponied up and got out of there. Why? I decided that I deserved better.
Okay, so to summarize what you just said, also I want to tell you I'm offended that you said nigga. So that's just out there. But
sorry, that's what my mother said. And that was the vernacular during that time. And furthermore, people are saying, what's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? Ooh. Could it be a term of endearment?
Well,
maybe.
Well,
could it? Oh, what's up, my nigga? I love you, Samantha. What's up, my nigga? How you doing?
I really do take offense to that. I really do, honestly. So I will say this too. Basically, you were like me. You were an STD?
I was an STD.
But.
And could have contracted one easily. He was sleeping with everybody. A real STD, like a real venereal disease.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you ever get yourself tested for one?
Oh, I got myself tested. Praise the Lord, I don't have anything, because could have had anything, because he was just sleeping with people. I can't even tell y'all the people he slept with, the ones I know about. I can't tell you about the ones I don't know about. That's where the line comes in. So, Samantha, yes. Sorry I offended you by saying the word nigga, but during that time, it was not politically correct. It just wasn't. And I'm just being honest. That's what my mother said to me. She didn't want to hear anything about it. She said he was no good. And he wasn't. My brother told me he was no good. He said, what's a nice college girl like you doing with him? It was no good. Not for me.
I will add this, you guys, as well. We don't have all the answers, but we have something for you to consider.
Yes.
That's all. Just
Absolutely.
Something for you to consider. So now back to you and your story, though. How long did this relationship go on? And when did you You let somebody cheat on you for a year or two, or how many years?
We were together 2 years before any children came. And by the time my son was 8, I left. And at the end of the 2 years, that's when I found out that the cheating was really going on. I mean,
so wait.
I was with him for 2 years first.
So you knew he was cheating before you had kids?
Well, no. Once the kids start coming, that's when I really found out. I suspected it. But then I just had people blatantly coming and telling me. They saw him with some woman. Or I would get in the car and there would be cigarette butts with lipstick. Well, I didn't wear lipstick. I was a young, naive girl. And yeah, I was bamboozled, hoodwinked, and lied to. Furthermore, once the children came, I felt like they needed a father, and I was just really trying to hold on. And I'm going to tell y'all something. You can't change anybody. You can't change anybody by having children for them. You can't change anybody by staying with them. What you have to realize is that you deserve better, and you just take your children and you move on. And that's what I did, because you have to realize that. And once the children came, I thought, oh man, here he is. He's the dad, but he didn't want to do the right thing. I wanted to do the right thing. I didn't do it God's way, and it cost me a whole lot of headache, problems, and tears. So we created this channel so that you don't have to have headaches, problems, and tears regarding all the ups and downs that you can have in a relationship.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just have more questions for
That's
you.
fine.
As I'm sure you might have some for me.
Oh, no, that's fine.
But you had on rose-colored glasses. So how long did they stay on?
I wouldn't say.
And if you knew somebody was cheating with child 1, why would you go to child 2?
I will say this. I won't say that I had on rose-colored glasses, but I sincerely wanted a monogamous relationship, just like anybody else. And when people want relationships, sometimes they put themselves on the back burner, or they don't think about themselves first. They think about they want to nurture this relationship and eventually hope that it will turn out well. Because, I just wanted to say, hey, and then when the baby came, okay, fine. Found out he was cheating. The second baby came, so that tells you that I was still embroiled with him and still having sex with him, still in a relationship with him, still living with him. That's another thing, ladies. Don't let anybody tell you, let's move in together. Not if you don't have a ring. Bad news, because they don't care about you. So I would say that I was really trying to pick up the relationship, the broken pieces, and put them back together. And also, I want to tell you that he said, oh, I'm not going to cheat anymore. I love you. No, he didn't. It was just maybe months until I found out about the next one, maybe a year or two, but it just went on and on and on until I decided I was going to break away. Because cheating is abuse, really. It's just abuse. There's no other way to put it. You can't dress cheating up. You can't make it sound good. You can't make it sound honorable. Cheating is cheating, and it includes a lot of lying and pain.
Okay. Well, I'm not coming down on her. I'm just trying to find out more about the situation. Therefore, I can learn and you can learn as well. So it's not, I don't call it regrets. I just call it lessons. So everything I did, I don't regret it. It's just a lesson. So as I'm sure you might think that way too.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, yes.
But as far as I'm concerned, my situation, I was desperate. And desperate for me was, oh, I met you on Monday. Let's move in on Wednesday. That was desperate for me. I was like, hey, I really want somebody at home with me at night. Mm-hmm. I want somebody there for me on Thanksgiving and Christmas. I want to open up Christmas gifts together. I want to cook for you. I want to clean for you. So that was me. I was so desperate. I would do that for anybody who, not no girls though. I would do it for any man who talked to me. So if that's your situation, that's okay. I don't have no judgment for you. But for me, I like men. But let me tell you something. Now I like gainfully employed men.
Yes.
Okay? I like Christian men.
Yes.
So that's the difference now. So that's what I learned along my way. And I didn't value myself. And I certainly didn't check my price tag. I was thrown away in the back over there on the clearance rack for 1 cent. Mm-hmm. I don't mean like some of these stores, what is it, your Walmart got the dollar, whatever they got, the dollar shirts.
Clearance rack.
Yeah, whatever. Honey, I was beyond the clearance rack. I was on the floor. My tag was all beat up and tethered. You couldn't read what it said.
Oh.
Did it say $1.01? So I was desperate, and for my desperation, I paid for it dearly. I had children with men who ran out, never seen from them again, never heard from them again. They don't know what the children look like, just nothing. And the children are all grown adults right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're grown adults, and there's no contact, there's no anything. So Lord forbid if somebody was to need, bone marrow or a kidney or something like that, you're not going to be able to find them.
Right.
So that's what desperation got me. And also when we're desperate, it affects our families. It affects our children, because what affects one affects the other. And certainly in my situation, it affected my children. So one child, they didn't see their dad, and then I got pregnant with the next. They didn't see their dad, and they see their mom struggling.
Mm-hmm.
So it affects more than just you. It affects everyone who you're around. So I had to get myself together. I had to have a wake-up call. Me and God had a meeting together. And he told me that I was valuable. He told me not to be desperate. Mm-hmm. And he certainly told me don't run around giving everybody an STD. Mm-hmm. But I will say this. Snoop Dogg was telling us this 30 years ago in his song. I don't know what it's called. I just know it goes like this. I don't love him, no. And all those people who I were talking to, they didn't love me. They loved the thought of being with me. They loved the thought of my legs being open for them. So they loved the thought of them coming by my house at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, getting something real quick and then dipping out. That's what they loved. They didn't love me. So Snoop Dogg told me, but guess what? I wasn't listening to him.
That's right.
I wasn't listening to him. Excuse me. So I just wanted to tell everybody that once again, we don't have all the answers, but we have something for you to consider.
Yes, something to consider. And we would like to tell you that you're considering dating anybody. Know your value. Don't be a cheap date, because you have value, and there are some things about you that money can never buy. Never.
Also, before we close out this episode, I just want to tell everybody, men and women, don't run around giving everybody an STD. You are valuable.
You are.
And you are worth more.
You are.
We will see you guys in the next episode. We're Blossom Chicks.
Bye-bye.